Hey everybody, FunshineX here. Welcome back to Star Technology. Last time we tried to build this steel turbine, and I was just not very familiar with how this thing all worked, and so I did more research and played around with it, creative and all that kind of stuff. And this is what I got. This thing is producing 6,000 EU per tick. It's not great. That's about 3 of the solar panels that I have. And it's using a ton of steam. How is our steam actually? Okay, yeah, I've got our steam on a toggle bus, so it only will produce up to 500, or 500,000. I don't know. Tons of steam. It's using an Enderium turbine rotor. There are tons of rotors, and in the comments you guys told me only bother with the ones that are built out of the lossless cables. So there's the Lumium, the Enderium, and the next one we'll reach is the Shellite. That's what we'll be getting into pretty soon. There's also the Signalum, and you can see if you look at the turbine efficiency and turbine power, these things are significantly higher than any of these other ones. So that's the ones we should be using. The hardest thing I had, well, it takes forever to get up to speed. And so it was producing like 5 EU. And I was like, what is going on? Once it got up to speed, it was still only producing like 300. And the parallels were only at like 16. And the issue there was I was not giving it enough steam at a time. So if we come down here where I'm providing steam, the export buses, even with like 5 acceleration cards, were not enough. So the only thing I could do was put an interface here just with steam like in every slot, just so it has plenty. And then on the actual GregTech hatch here, put an IV electric pump, which can bring in 16,000 or 16 buckets per tick. You have to put it on the import mode there. And then I had to do 2 of them. And you can see even then, occasionally the steam will get down to 0. Not real. I guess it keeps up. So this thing will not give you your true max potential power out, but which was 6,000 until you make sure you get enough steam. So I'm not sure how we get more. Oh, I also had to put an IV. Well, it's not an IV, but it's EV4 amp, which is technically IV, right? So this is basically outputting an IV. That got me a max of 8,000, and so if you only do an EV, you're looking at 4,000, and then it won't output its max. So there's a ton of different factors in there, and there is a calculator online you can go look, and you can input like what kind of hatch you have, what kind of turbine, what kind of rotor holder. I've got an EV rotor holder, and see what it'll produce. But all of this, all that steam, it produces a bunch of distilled water as well. I've got like way too much distilled water now. All of this to produce 6,000 EU per tick. And maybe it'll scale up with better stuff really fast, but this just doesn't seem worth it when I can just put down 3 solar panels. So let me know, is there a quick way to get more out of this? Just by going, I'm going to try with a Shellite here. Oh yeah, and don't try to open your rotor holder when it's spinning. It'll hurt you because it's spinning. You actually have to turn it off and let this thing spin down. And apparently if you destroy the dynamo hatch while it is spinning, this whole thing will explode. That's what I read online. I didn't try it because I didn't want it to blow up, but maybe I'll do it in creative just to verify. So yeah, if I increase this to Shellite, if I increase this to an IV rotor holder, increase this to an IV hatch, there's going to be a lot, because then am I going to be providing enough steam at that point? I'm kind of at my max. Let me know, guys. We at least built one. We're not 100% solar panel anymore. Okay, what else is going on? Let's go over here. I've got all of the quad EBFs running, or at least built now. Not all of them are running. I need to put some of them on toggle hatches so they don't like overproduce. Like I think the titanium is just going nuts. Yeah. And same thing with what is being made here. Silicon. quite a bit of silicon too. Over here, I did put these on toggle buses. So I just have the toggle buses here connected to the, where I think where it's putting the water. Yeah, and then this says only enable that toggle bus if I'm less than a certain amount. So I'm gonna only produce 8,000 buckets of sulfuric acid. And then this turns off. It no longer puts water in here. And so this recipe can't run. Did the same thing with, oops, did I fly? With our, whatever this is, the mixer over here. Making, although I don't know, actually this one's just making as much as it can. Just out of range. Because we use it faster than it can make it, so we're good to just go crazy. What I was struggling with is I wanted, like, say this one, I'm on a subnet, right? And I wanted this to just fill up the storage on the subnet and then stop. But apparently there's not a good way to do that, because since that's going into an interface, it will come down here to this interface, and unless I actually filter certain things, this makes everything on the network available. And then there's a storage bus down here, and so this interface goes in that storage bus and then it puts everything in the main net. Does that make sense? Anyway, so yeah, I was getting this sulfuric acid was completely filled, and then if we go over here, you can see we have 11,000 in the main net too. It's just bleeding over. So I'm not sure a good way to say I want the mainnet to be able to see the sulfuric, but not actually be able to store anything. And I guess the only reason it can is because I have a catch-all storage bus or fluid, whatever, right here that I just use to, catch everything. So it would just fill this up. Oh, filtered, but anyway. And there's also a sulfuric acid in one of these. No, we are having struggles here. Coke. We're producing too much coke. I have to figure that out later. Okay, what are we doing? I got something in here ready to go. We want to get IV going. And one of the things we need to do to really get in there is to get radon. Now, there's a couple ways to produce radon. You can either distill liquid ender, which we had already planned to do, and give a bucket of it. So that's not going to be a great thing unless we void off this nitrogen dioxide. Even this deuterium is going to be way too much. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a good way to get radon, because these will just fill up too fast. If we can get some uranium and plutonium through some nuclear reactors, then we can mix those together, get some radon gas. Fusion? No, probably not going to do fusion anytime soon, right, LEV? And then, yeah, this is ZPM. So I think we have to go this route right now until I get a nuclear reactor online. We're just not going to have a ton of radon, but I don't think we need a bunch. We just need some quantum eyes, and they only take 1/4 of a bucket. Quantum eyes are used for the EV emitter, which is used for the laser engraver, circuit assembler, and that's really the only ones that we really need. Okay, so let's do that. To get, well, I also want to get epoxy going. I've got two things I want to do, and I think let's start with this one. So what we first need, to get an epoxy, we need to get into charcoal byproducts, and this is a pyrolyze oven. And I made a third pyrolyze right here. It's got power. What do we need to... I think I just need to hook it up. Yeah, it's not actually putting anything in there. So let's get some exporters. And the recipe for pyrolyze is some nitrogen and some logs. This is... input bus. So this will be getting oak. Okay, this is input hatch. So get some nitrogen. Okay, then we want to put this on 4. This is the output bus, which produces some charcoal. So just grab an interface for that. Okay, and that should be running. All right, now we just need our liquid output. Oops, right here, which I believe is here. Yeah, so an interface for that will work as well. Okay, then we need to come to our storage. Let's get a fluid. 1K should be plenty. I entirely plan to just use this all up, but that's okay. So put it here. Oops, I could just drag charcoal byproducts there. Then rename it. Byproducts. Okay. And that goes in here. This probably put some charcoal byproduct in here. Really? Did I already have something? Huh. I don't know where it went. It went somewhere. We've got charcoal byproducts now. Oh, I know where it is. It's out of the distillery. So now we want to take this charcoal byproducts, which is right here, right? No, that's coal gas. This one? There it is. No, that's coal tar. Dang it. Which one is doing charcoal? Are you? No? These are all just like, okay, no, I haven't actually done them yet. So we got charcoal byproducts. We're going to use them in a distillery to make wood tar and wood gas and vinegar and dimethylbenzene. So we need, these are small ones, so we can go with just LV hatches. Let's get one input hatch and a bunch of output hatches. So input hatch here. Charcoal byproduct. Okay. All right, so we just need the output hatches. This one has no, oh, it does. Did I put this in the wrong one? Yeah, that's the right one. Come out of there. Sorry, you're not supposed to be that. You go here. Oh, fail. You go here. No, that's liquid ender hair. Okay, I am lost. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's put it back there. We are gonna have to break this. Because this one, yeah, makes charcoal dust and 4 outputs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do I have 5? This makes no sense. What was I thinking? No, output bus. I don't need an LV. I can use ULV for that. Screwdriver to switch this. Okay, now we just gotta drop this all down one too. Okay, you good to go? Looks like you are. Get some acceleration cards. 2 should be plenty. There we go. Okay. Let's get some supers. 1 chest. 4 tanks. I need to figure out oxygen. Oxygen is just keeps doing this. I don't know why. I really don't understand what that like pop-up means. I just keep hitting okay, like go away, go away, go away. Alright, and then we need some storage. That was failed. to partition that. Put the priority to 1,000. Okay, here we go. We got vinegar, we got tar, we got gas, we got dimethylbenzene. Now, we need to take that tar and we put it in another distillation tower to get toluene, more dimethylbenzene, creosote, phenol, and benzene. Okay, what do I have here? So I need another input hatch. Is that, what's the recipe like? One bucket, yeah. Hatch. Bus, wood, tar. Why can't it find? Oh, this is offline, probably because I haven't connected it. Okay. That should be good. It's got power. I just need output on this one. So this one also has, what, 4? No, oh, okay. I think I was confused between the two. This is just a 5 liquid one. So no solid. Okay. So LV output hatch. 5 of them. Super pink. Stainless. Yeah, looking good. That is now producing. Oh, I didn't partition these. Okay. Weird that it put the lower producing one here. Most of them always like go high to low. Yeah, this one's doing the same thing. Whatever, doesn't really matter. As long as they never empty, we should be okay, or this never stops producing. I have 2 more. Okay. That one's there. So that was the wood tar. Huh. And then the phenol we also need to use. Or no, that's producing phenol. Phenol then goes to chemical reactors. So yeah, it's fine. Okay, we're producing phenol. Now we need to take the wood vinegar and put that in distillation tower, and that has 6 outputs. We are missing shiitakes. I don't even remember where I'm making those. Somewhere over here, right? We never connect this to planergistics? Whatever. I got plenty. These are beautiful. Just a bunch of tall little rectangles, whatever. Okay. So no physical. Let's get our wood hatch. And this is vinegar going in. Yeah, that's right. Put that in there. This is not connected. I don't know why I just took it down landlines. Whatever. It's consistent. I love that I'm not having to deal with channels. Channels would make this so much longer. I said 6 of these. Oops. Whoops. Okay, well, I think that's everything we need to get to epoxy. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's top layer here. Oh. You're good to go. All right, you're producing. Acetic acid. I produce water? Ugh, why am I storing water? Whatever. Okay, well, I remember what we need out of this. I think it's the acetone, maybe. Let's go look at quests for that. So in lines progression, no, in processing lines, we are down here. So we need to get our buckets of wood tar and wood vinegar. Bucket of vinegar. Looks like our tar is being used too quickly. So let's turn this off for a second. Okay, then we need, check those off. Phenol and acetone. Okay. Check and check. All right, next thing is bisphenol A. Bisphenol A is phenol, acetone, hydrochloric acid in an LCR. Want to make it on demand or make it passive? Let's start with it on demand, and then we will, if we determine that we need a lot of it, we'll make it passive. So it's bisphenol A. Something like that. LCR recipe, go. I don't need that. Which one is for number 1? Wait, where do we have our recipes? Oh, they're here, huh? Yeah, okay. I didn't have to come over there. Can I order some bisphenol? Holy crap, that was fast. Oh. I think it made it all. It's just sitting in the output bus. Deleted. Yeah, it made it that fast. That is crazy. I think we need some acceleration cards. These buses here. All right, that's our bisphenol A. Take a bucket of this for the quest. And now we should be able to get liquid epoxy. And that is another LCR recipe. And this doesn't have a, well, oh, we can make it like in one step and skip the bisphenol if we do 24. I'm going to make an LCR on 24 for all these like skip step ones, but for right now we'll just do on the standard one. So let's try and get that recipe in there. Makes a little bit of salt water, does it? All right, epoxy coming up. There we go. Oops, how do we do that? We have epoxy. That gave us some stars. Now, if we come back to our automation age, we've now unlocked this epoxy sheet quest. That is going to come. So we can cut up a block of it. We can extrude an ingot or some pulp, or we can solidify the liquid. I think this is what we'll do because we already got a casting mold. So let's get that on fluid solidifier. Perfect. I guess this one is the plates. Let's craft 10 of those. Cool. With that done, we can now get the new circuit board. So it's been a while since we've had a new circuit board. We want to start with the regular epoxy board. Sulfuric acid, gold foil, and epoxy sheets. Do that LCR-wise. So recipe, go. We're going to run out of LCR things, okay? And then we need to make this one. This with cupric chloride. I'm not sure we have yet, and I'm not sure if we're making electrum foils yet. Oh, we can also use sodium persulfate or iron 3. Let's look at our cupric. We are not making cupric, but we could. I think that's even a quest. The other one was sodium persulfate. Oops, I want to be in here. We do have some of that. It's not on on demand. It's, how are we making this? Electrolyzing sodium bisulfate. Okay. Well, we could get this recipe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We definitely could. Okay. Let's do that one then. So put this in an electrolyzer. LV or higher. That's fine. Wait, is that it? That's chlorine. Okay. All right, we can get that now. So let's use... What's the difference? Oh, is that the worst one? It uses a whole bucket of that? Versus only 500 millibuckets of iron 3. They're all the same amount of time, but whatever. We'll put this recipe in here. Oh, a lot less electrum if you use the cupric. Okay. We will switch to that as soon as we get it, if we remember, that is. All right, let's order up a circuit board. Gold foil. Wow, I thought I would be missing the electric foil, but it's the gold foil. So Bender 1 recipe. Oh, time for bed. My phone wants me to go to bed. Oh, Bender 10 recipe or 1 recipe? 10. Oops. I want ingots right there. Okay. All right, last slot for the Bender 10, and we should be able to now get a circuit board. So we'll put these on passive soon. So this is what we were using for everything, but now does this just give us more, or does it get access to better stuff? Definitely better stuff. The nano processors. Okay, that's the next tier of HV and IV and EV. Okay, so let's get that for a quest and good to go. Okay. Oh, I never got the actual epoxy one. Oops. Done with that, done with that, done with that. Oh, I even have cupric on there. Fun. All right. So it wants us now to use that to make a nano processor, but we still need the circuit assembler 3 and the nano CPU chips. Let's see, what else did it? Oh, I never even showed this because this took so long. I was just sitting here for hours. We are now on RTM alloy coils. So to get RTM alloy, it's a mixer of molybdenum, tungsten, and ruthenium. Ruthenium we just got, remember, from our plat line. It was one of our outputs there. Everything else we've already had. But now this is capable of making shellite. So if we look at the shellite ingot recipe here, we need RTM alloy coils at IV. We can add helium to make it go a little bit faster. I think I need to make a separate on-demand EBF for helium, because I'm not sure if all these recipes support using helium. Oh, and one thing I did, I switched these to not make hot ingots anymore. I just told them, maybe I already showed this on video, but I just said, you know, if you give me an RTM dust, you're going to get back an ingot. You don't really, you get a hot. But I then just automatically export all my hot ingots right into a vacuum freezer. So I don't have to make recipes for those. There's no reason to keep a hot ingot around, right? So might as well just, any hots that come in, immediately freeze them. Applied Logistics will be happy. Okay, so we're getting our shellite, and we need to turn that into now, oops, I need to actually grab one out of here. We need to turn that into shellite wire. This is going to do a wire mill. Even LV is fine. Okay. So let's get that. And again, I will put this over at the passive building. But right now, we just want it on demand. Go. Okay. That should allow us to make an IV converter. I think I'm just going to do a 4 amp right now, because if I do a 16, it's going to need a ton of shellite. We don't have the IV machine hole in here. Why not? I mean, I made one, but why didn't we put the recipe in here? Okay. No idea why. I guess we're putting this here. We are just about full on our second one of these, but we're gonna make a next tier up, and so we'll have a lot more space again. All right, machine hole is craftable. So let's get the 4 amp one. We also need to tell it how to make 4 amp shellite, or 4x shellite. Was that made in an assembler, or just, no, that's just crafting. Okay, that'll work. I don't know why 4A is not searchable, but oh, did we not teach it how to make shellite? What? What? Okay. So again, I'm just going to make a shellite in the EBO. Wait a minute. A hot shellite. Here we go. That one. That out and put a shellite ingot here. And then blast furnace. Put that there. And then we need to go to our vacuum freezer. Oh, I've already got the hot shellite there. Okay. Ivy, go. Oh, not too bad. Shellite takes black bronze. Black bronze and something else, I don't remember. Signal. Okay, so that's making that. Now we need a few more things. What are we going to do next? Probably, oh, we need the radon working. Okay. So for that, we need to get our enderium, our liquid enderium, or liquid ender air working. And so remember that we need an IV hatch right here. Yes. So let's put that in here. Oh, is that what I had here? IV input hatch. Perfect. So that we know how to make everything. The problem is it needs to go in an IV assembler. So let's get the recipe for that. We know how to make everything. I already have that. Oh, because it's called the Elite Assembler? I already made one. Oh, right. Okay. I remember what we were doing. It's just waiting on Shellite. Ooh, who's having a problem with Shellite? You... EBF. Every once in a while, the EBF just forgets how to do circuits. I don't know why. I have to like log out and log back in. But this definitely has the program circuit card. A lot of times it happens when it's processing something while I log. That's a very slow process. Okay. So we now are going to get the IV converter, which will convert to IV. Then we're going to need a light cable, and then we're going to need the Elite Assembler. Okay, where are we going to stick this? Probably put it. I mean, this is MV, but we can start putting them in here, I think. So let's just copy how this was done. It has a redstone cell on it. It doesn't really need that. So let's stick a point there. As soon as that converter comes out, we'll stick the converter there, and then the shellite, and then we'll stick our assembler right here. That's going to need an extended pattern provider. And that will need... How did I connect all? Oh, yeah. We're going to want to put one there, too. No machine there yet, but it'll be easier to connect. Like that, yep. And we'll get that ready for the future. And then this is going to go in here. And say input and output through the bottom. This needs to block. Okay. Now we're just really waiting on the shellite. Let's verify this is still working. No, you just fail. Complete failure. We take this thing out, put it back in. Oops. I don't want to do Enderium right now. Stop. Come on, mix that up quick. Come on, you got 40 seconds. Finish. Finish this dust. What are you mixing up right now? Slow recipe's at only 35. Throw that in there. This on a... This should make me 4 more. Better make shellite, not Enderium. Good, 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 good. Just bending up some wires, and we're good to go there. Okay, as soon as I get like 2 more shellite wires, we should be okay. Gonna update that because it's no longer an MV area. All right, are these points going to work for this? Hopefully. I mean, I need like 1 shellite wire here. Not the clean room or processing. Or no, smelter. Smelter. The things overlap too much. I know you want Enderium, but I don't need it right now. Just need 1 of these to finish. Right, 10 seconds for the hot, a couple more for the... Okay. Got one. Craft me 1 of these, please. Okay, don't blow up, please. Why can't I find my wire cutters ever? Oh, she's got power. She's online. Oops. Those don't go in there. I'll never put them in there. Okay, so we should be able to order up an IV input hatch. Oh, I'm gonna need a circuit card. Needs lots of oxygen. Alright. That, we're going to come to our distilleries, which are the other side. This one. Let's take our liquid Enderium. We're going to need a ton of acceleration cards on this. This needs to put 200 buckets in here, right? 200 something buckets. Okay. Liquid Ender, no, I keep calling it Enderium. Liquid Ender Air in there. And then a ton of outputs. And the nitrogen dioxide needs the 122. Which is EV. And then everything else can be yeah, 1 HV and then 5 LVs. Okay. Yeah, EV hatch. HV hatch. Does that produce a solid as well? Yes, and a probe dust. Oh, we are about to process, guys. We are about to process. This is still trying to get 200 buckets out. I think it was just sitting in here, right? It's gotta make a bunch. Yeah, we get we get 1 buck in a second. So 200 seconds to get that, and then I think this takes 100 seconds, so it won't be running all the time unless we upgrade our freezer. No, I don't need any super glue, thanks. This is probably a bad idea, putting them into super tanks and super chests. Wait, I just ordered a bunch of chests? You guys probably were sitting there. Alright, well, oops. We have a bunch of those. Come on, get to 200. Well, we're almost there. We're almost there. One more. Oh, goodness. All that stuff. Krypton! We can defeat Superman! We're there. I believe that's a song that starts with whoa. Okay. Super tanks online. Priorities set. Is there a tool that can just like set all these with one click? I'm sure there is, like a copy paste gadget for these configuration tools, something like that. I don't know. "25 seconds. I just need some radon." Nitrogen dioxide, that is a ton. Oh, I guess the ender crystal dust is a chance. Wait, was that the same thing? Helium? Deuterium. Okay, they're just both yellow. Tritium. Krypton. Xenon and radon. Bunch of nobles. Okay. All of that to get a bucket of radon. Cool, it's not hurting me. I was wondering if some of this stuff is going to start, like, hurting us. Okay, all of that now. Oops. To get the EV emitter. So chemical bath HV. Do we even have a bath? Not a batch, a bath. There it is. Oh, cool, we do. So you'll go right with your other friend there. Order a quantum eye. Okay. Well, let's get the recipe for the emitter. We know everything but the platinum rod. Let's throw that in the extruder. Oh. And a rod extruder. Wait, we don't have a rod extruder, or I just haven't named it? Heck? I know I have a rod extruder. Small pipe. Ring. Gear. Plate. Normal pipe. Bolts. Large pipe. Gear. Long rod. Oh my gosh, I don't have one. Can we put another? Like, these things max out the number of things you can put in here. What are we doing? These are LV. Let's see if this still forms up. If I put this here. Oh, good. Okay. So pattern provider. Sure. Distinct buses, right? Yep. Okay, I think why I don't have it here is I've pacified all my rod molds, but that's fine. We'll do this. All right. So that goes in here. And then this takes that. Blocking, or should these be blocking? Okay, I guess we don't have blocking mode on. And then I don't remember what I was gonna do. Oh, I was gonna get the knife. So this is called ring extruder. Okay. That should be better. Put up some platinum rods. Okay, this EV emitter is an assembler recipe. I don't think we did that right. LV. Any of these will work. Where's our other? Here they are. Any of these quests that I should be doing? Doesn't appear that way. What are we trying to get? Where's the circuit assembler? That one. But this is just the advanced circuit assembler? It's not even the elite? Oh my goodness. Wow, okay. And it's just a normal crafting. Here we go. Assume this needs to go in a clean room. Yeah, the stuff for the solar panels doesn't, but all of the circuit... Oh, that circuit doesn't need to, but... Looks like... Oh, we're even into the sterile clean room stuff, maybe. Maybe not yet. Okay. So if we're going to put in the clean room, we're going to need another 4 amp converter. Maybe even a 16 amp, but that is probably going to take a while. Oh, no, it's not, because I made a bunch of shellite. I was thinking ahead. Is this thing running, or is it still having trouble? Is this crafting up in the clean room? Yeah, okay. So there's our circuit assembler. We've made it. And then I'm going to need... maybe we'll put another point here on the there. Get rid of... so nervous to like break that glass, and then it takes like an hour to sterilize the room or clean up the room again. Okay, that's how we want this, and we'll put this one... what are we doing? Yeah, here. We'll run some cable on here and get a pattern provider. Normal will be fine. We're not gonna have a ton of circuits in here for at least for a while. This on auto input and output. Now I just need those. Oh wait, that's not right. That is not right. Oh, that thing almost exploded. I'm so lucky I didn't have that connected. This is purple. This can go right here. All right, well, we have some extra stuff for when we need it. I'm so nervous to break that glass. Okay. All right, well, that was whatever. So put this stuff away. And let's use our circuit assembler. So we need to make a nano processor. The nano processor is an HV. We have 5 electrum wires. Oh, do we have different choices in? Oh my goodness. LUV. Yeah, we're not making that for a bit. Okay, so either way, we're gonna have to make some stuff. Let's go ahead with liquid soldering oil is fine. We don't have to make the nanochips, the SMD transistor, SMD resistor, and SMD capacitor. So that is all of these. Now they are going to take HSSG coils. Okay. So it looks like this is going to need to be made in an IV. Perfect. Okay. HSG. Let's look at this one. Tungsten steel. Okay. It's a little expensive. Everything else, not bad. UV mixer. Okay. Not too bad. We're going to need to definitely put these on our list. So what one needs this? Because this one sure doesn't. Well, I don't have tantalum, but I have aluminum and polyvinyl. Get a lot more if we make tantalum. Okay. The SMD resistor, electrum, carbon, polyethylene, or tantalum. We probably should get into tantalum is what I'm seeing. You get a lot more. And then the nano, we have to be able to make this wafer. Okay, that's not too bad. Raw carbon fibers, I think I'm already making. I just made them for the quest, but now we'll actually use them. CPU wafers we have, and we just need to melt down some glowstone. Okay, we're going to save all of this for next time, I think including the copper chloride. But yeah, we'll get into the SMD stuff, and I don't know why. Like, HSSS and HSSE is a prerequisite for this, which doesn't make sense. Do you guys know why? Assembly line. So to get into LUV, we have to make the assembly line. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be much further than I've ever gone in GregTech. So one of these takes these HSS things. Oh, yeah, there we go. To make the SMD capacitor. Okay, but we didn't have to use that. It wasn't required in the recipe. There was another option. It looks like we want to because we get the double output instead of the single. Okay. Let's plan on that then. We'll get all this stuff going up to the HSS, and then we can get the SMD stuff. And we'll move in. Is LUV the next tier? I think. We'll definitely be in here. And yeah, LUV is our next goal. There are so many big machines coming. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Thanks for guys for watching today. I will see you in the next episode. Comment, subscribe, like the video. See you next time.